going on? Happy Monday here. It is about 10 a.m. on Monday. Just got a couple hours of work in at Big B, and now we're going to hit a lift. So starting the week off with our first lift for the week is going to be good. And yeah, feeling good coming off the weekend. I'm definitely a little sore this morning, but again, it was a good weekend with that 315, and then backed it up with a 90-minute run right after. So excited for another week of 100-miler training here. Starting off with some Planet Fitness action, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm rocking my UFC shirt. We got this from Amazon and we didn't order it, so I'm just rocking my new free shirt today. Let's go get a lift in. So yep, getting the week started with a lift. I'll just kind of walk through it here. Basically what I did is I recorded one set of everything. So starting with Smith machine back squat here. Repping it out. I will say, as training volume on the running side has increased, my desire to push weight here has definitely gone down, and I think that's totally okay. Not trying to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter, trying to have good running economy, be a better runner, be lean, mean, injury-free, all that good stuff. So this right here, these are some sort of dumbbell rows. So just cranking out these bad boys. I definitely noticed, I will say, that starting the week with my first lift on Monday as opposed to like Tuesday or Wednesday, which sometimes it does happen to be on, really felt like it made a pretty big difference just with the way the rest of the week kind of laid itself out. So definitely a good takeaway is to really prioritize getting Monday lifts in. So something I'm definitely going to keep in mind moving forward. Always kind of makes sense to get the lift in, but a lot of times when I think I can get a lift in on like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and if it gets pushed, and then the weekend kind of comes up and I can get a lift in on the weekend, but it really does feel pretty darn nice when I don't have to. So anyways, incline dumbbell bench press. Knocking these out. You see I just kind of stay at the Smith machine there versus relocate into another bench if I can afford to, as long as there's no one waiting for this Smith machine. This was kind of, I want to say it was midday if I'm remembering right, like something like 10, 11 a.m. So decent time to go. Planet Fitness is never really empty per se, but kind of oddball hours in the middle of a work day are typically good. Sunday nights typically really good. Anytime the Lions are playing is typically pretty good. Leg curls here obviously seated. You see I'm wearing my super shoes. I just honestly forgot I wore sandals to the coffee shop I was working at beforehand and forgot my normal running shoes that I would have worn, but luckily I had these in the back so I didn't have to make an extra trip home to grab some gym appropriate shoes, so I wasn't working out in my UFOs, my slides. Pull-ups. Feel free to roast the form in the comments. I think I mentioned this in the past. I can't lock out at the bottom because there's a high probability of my shoulder clocking out. So I'm pretty happy with the fact I can even do whatever you want to call this, a 3/4 pull-up. I think I can probably do like 10 of these. Again, not perfect form, but pretty happy with that. It's actually the first time I've done this with this exact kind of overhand grip, going kind of reverse with the cable. This one felt kind of weird. Again, I don't know if this really supports running super effectively. I don't think you need forearms to be a good runner, but I've, again, just been pretty happy with having this Gymverse app kind of tell me what to do. I do tweak it quite a bit, but things like this I'm still feeling okay about doing them. And then you can see here, last item of the day, there's the whole workout on the left, and then just a few sets of just straight up sit-ups, nothing too fancy to finish her off. So yep, good lift, and moving on to the rest of the week. Good?
Yep.
Thanks to Colleen for getting the only shot of Monday's run, just an easy run, so nothing really to write home about. So, yep, pretty easy peasy. Felt good, felt smooth, but just going kind of slow and steady.
Alrighty, what's going on? It's a hot one here Tuesday. Just another easy run on the docket today. No second workout, no lift. It's already afternoon here. I am parking at my mother and father-in-law's house. They're watching Parker right now, and then I'm gonna hit a trail system that's just a couple miles from their house, Luton. So yeah, goals to get just another 75, 80 minutes in or so today. Just keep on building that mileage up. And yeah, again, it's hot. It's definitely north of 80 here today. It's gonna be definitely gonna be feeling it, which trails help a lot just because it's cooler. But yeah, just getting some miles in today. Tomorrow's gonna be hill hikes, and then either get that second lift in for the week tomorrow, or might even double. So, but again, today just kind of steady Eddie. Just wrapping up some work here at home, letting Arlo out, and then yeah, let's go get this running. What do you think, buddy? He's ready. He's actually not. He can't run in the heat.
Goes without saying, that's pretty hot for the Michiganders out there. And as I mentioned, starting with the neighborhood where my mother and father-in-law live, where Parker's at right now, is about 2 miles or so away from Luton, which is a trail I run in quite a bit. So actually works out pretty nice where I can just park at their house, run right from there, and then 2 miles each way to the trails, and then get at least half the run on the single track trail. So pretty happy with that. Yeah, this one again, pretty similar theme to yesterday, just in the sense of it's an easy run. Wasn't pushing anything too crazy. It was super hot running in the afternoon. Just getting over sickness and just normal day-to-day reasons. Been going a lot in the afternoon. Definitely want to get back to going at first thing in the morning more consistently. A, just easier to have a sleep schedule, and B, the obvious reasons of knocking it out first thing in the morning is super nice, especially when you're trying to focus at work and things of that nature. This shot right here is Colleen's favorite stretch of Luton. These kind of trees here, really nice view as you're going by them. So I made sure to get that in. Actually, a trail intersection right there. You gotta look out for bikes when you're crisscrossing those two trails. That doesn't happen very often. And then yeah, good. One good thing about the trails I will say is when it is hot, it feels I don't know what the true temp is difference wise, but it feels at least 10 degrees cooler. And then to finish up here, you pop out into this meadow. We actually took wedding photos here close to 5 years ago now. And back to feeling super hot. And then right before I finish out Luton, before heading back into the neighborhood just to head home, run by this little barn right here, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for the day there. So I was able to knock out this run conveniently, grab Parker, and head on home for the evening. So really thankful I'm able to sneak it in kind of just odd gaps of the day. And yeah, that's it for Tuesday.
All right, what's up, y'all? It's about 4:45 a.m. today, earlier start than usual, and we are doing hill hikes. So it's back to the ski hill up and down today. Man, I'm tired. I think it's probably because it's 4:45 a.m. But yeah, it's all good here. Meeting up with Josh and Luke, and sorry, I had to turn that light off. It was blinding me. Also trying not to crash here for y'all, but yeah, good, almost good back-to-back effort. Not really intended, but running in the afternoon and then getting up early and running right now. It's kind of a good simulation there when you can stack a couple back-to-back, just to run on tired legs a little bit more. So yeah, last week I got in 7 ski hills, so trying to at least match that today. So let's call it 7 or 8 ski hills today, and then we'll get the rest of the way going. I'm hoping, since I'm getting up early, getting this first run in, I can get a second workout in. Either use this as a chance to get my lift in for the day, my second lift for the week, and I'll just be done lifting for the rest of the week, or depending on how much mileage I get today. It's normally a lower mileage day doing these hills. Might even just do a small shakeout just to get some more mileage in. So we'll see. I'm almost to the ski hill, so we're going headlamps on, and I'll talk you guys through it. I don't know if I'll get much footage just because it's dark, but at this point I think you guys know the drill. So another day just stacking them in, and then yeah, after that we'll get to work for the day. Alrighty, so the hills this morning went pretty well. Got 7 in, which was the same as last week, about an hour total time. Only thing is the mileage is always pretty low when we're just going up and down hills, so I am hitting a double right now. I'm actually going to go with Colleen and Parker, so I'll get some footage of that. There's our jogging stroller. So yeah, that's going to be fun. A good way to spend family time together, getting a run in. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. So yeah, we'll go get probably about 4 miles in or so. Easy jogging. I'll be pushing, and yeah, let's go get some miles in. Here's the crew over the fence. It is raining, so we'll just have to see how that's going. Well, as soon as I recorded that last clip, it started thundering, so we had to ditch the Parker run. It's raining, and I am reaching for the treadmill. Oh, excuse me. So now we are on to plan B, so it's all good, but we are calling a quick audible here, getting a few miles on the treadmill.
Some of the top influencers in the world are all posting content on a regular basis, like having the Avengers of personal development and business in one ad. And I'm honored that he asked me to be a part of it as well and contribute weekly.
All right, we got about 25 minutes in on the treadmill. It's a freaking sauna in here. I think I mentioned this before, but our treadmill is way calibrated fast. So I had it at like 9-minute pace, but it felt closer to 7-minute pace. So I don't know if anybody knows who to contact. I guess Nordic Track, but I've definitely ran on other treadmills and that's not the case. So yeah, we got a Speedy Gonzalez. But anyways, good day total. Probably got 90 minutes in time on feet, so we'll take that and yeah, move on to the next one. So we're getting up early tomorrow for a workout. So yeah, we're just gonna shower up, refuel, hydrate, and gotta get a little bit of work done too, and then yeah, hopefully hit the sack at a reasonable hour. So anyways, peace out. Another day, another dollar. Alrighty folks, another day here. It's Thursday and today it's workout day. So it's about 1:30 here. I really lucked out. I missed my morning window to run and have a busy afternoon before I pick up Parker, but luckily I've got about hour and a half freed up here, a couple calls that I was able to move around, and yeah, I'm gonna get my workout in right now. And luckily it's a little bit cooler out today, so we're actually gonna take Arlo for the warm-up jog. So I'm not gonna take the camera with me for the bulk of the workout, but we'll get a mile in with Arlo. I'll be able to get a little footage there. So workout today is a tempo, so pretty straightforward. It's gonna be a 30-minute tempo. I'm gonna head towards Robinette's, just running from home, so I should arrive there with this extra mile loop probably slightly before that 30-minute mark, but the vast majority of the tempo portion will be through the trails, so not going to get a good gauge on like pace and stuff, but it'll be a good just kind of solid trail tempo effort, just one sustained effort throughout the whole thing. So basically, yeah, 30 minutes easy, 30-minute tempo, and then probably about a 20-minute or so cool down, just depending on kind of where we're at. So that's it. Took some carbs right before, had some Honey Stinger chews, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So let's go get this little warm-up loop with the main man himself going. What do you say, buddy? You want to go for a run? You know what that means. Let's go. All right, so yeah, this loop is officially coined the poop loop for pretty self-explanatory purposes. try and take Arlo out with me at least a couple times a week. Been a lot less just with it being so hot. He does not do well in the heat. Anywhere from 1 to 2 miles, just depending on how much we kind of add on. There's a couple cul-de-sacs and stuff like that. But yeah, just from our house, good to get him out of the house and a little active. He normally likes going for quick runs here.
Buddy. What'd you think, buddy? Good job. We got in about a mile, which is about 7 miles in dog years, so we're pretty happy with that. So let's go drop my harness and get the workout rolling. All right, so yeah, pretty happy with how that went overall. Ended up getting in just 70 minutes, so just cut the cool down a little short, but I was pretty happy with where I was at for the day. Tempo went well. I hit it right at the start, right when I hit the trail coincidentally, so that was actually perfect because the main goal today was just to try running fast on trails as opposed to just kind of road and track, especially with last week being just a track workout. So that went well. Still had enough time to get a full mile on the road afterwards, which I split a 5:41. So just good to get a reference point there on the effort. Trail miles on the GPS, never accurate. I'm pretty sure I ran a wheeled mile. There's a couple of posts out there, and my GPS gave me like 0.85 or something. So that's quite a bit off. So if you're ever wondering why you don't get as much or why you run slower on trails, that's one of the many reasons. But yeah, good day. A little over 9 miles in, 70 minutes. So yeah, we're right on pace with where I want to be this week. And yeah, going into tomorrow is going to be a big day. So we're doing that night long run. Arlo did good. And yeah, got to hit the shower, get back to work for a couple hours, and then go grab Parker. So that's it for the day. All right, so today is a pretty interesting day of training. I actually already got a lift and a 3-mile shakeout in this morning. It's about midday here. I'm just in my office. And then what we're doing tonight is a night run. So it's the only time we're really doing something like this in the training cycle. It's a Friday night run that we have planned. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive to Manistee, Michigan, where the trail that we're running on is located. And yeah, the goal is just to kind of put us out of our comfort zone, do something kind of, out of the norm of training. So the goal is to start running about 8 p.m. tonight. That'll give us, probably an hour or two before the sun sets. And then we'll have to flip the headlamps on, kind of get used to that transition where it goes from day to night. Instead of kind of winding down, going to bed, being, up and at 'em and running. So it's going to be really interesting. Goal is to get 4 to 5 hours in. So this will also be the longest run thus far of this training cycle, and really my longest run of the year time-wise. And yeah, they're a pretty solid trail system. So there's 4 of us guys going up there tonight. We're leaving about 6 p.m. So yeah, I'll take you guys up for the car ride there, get some footage of the run and kind of talk it through. But yeah, this is kind of a fun one that we do. Not really sure what best practices for doing a night run like this. I don't know if a lot of people really subscribe this or not. For us, it's something that we're like, hey, we might as well just do some night running at least one time during the training cycle, knowing during the 100-mile race, right? We'll have to do pretty much the hardest part of the race is all going to be in the dark. So that's kind of the philosophy. But again, I don't know if this is something that, a coach or a trail runner would really prescribe. Maybe they do, but for us, it's just something that frankly is also just kind of like a fun little mini adventure to do on a Friday night. So should be fun. The only downside is, probably won't get home till 3 in the morning or so. That's why we're only doing really one of these this entire training cycle is, we don't want to do this regularly and, sacrifice just, basic day-to-day recovery that you need as well when you're doing higher mileage. So anyways, yeah, good start to the day, just getting a little bit of work in the morning with that lift and then doing actual work right now at my desk here. Yeah, so let's kind of take you along for the ride there. And should be fun. So let's rock and roll. Alrighty, so to begin, we met up and rendezvoused at the Miller's house. There is Jay, Melissa, Robbie, and Sophia. What's up? I think Gabe's back there too on the scooter. So just loading up, and
decent drive, about an hour and a half to our first stop. We dropped a little bit of water at about the halfway point of the loop, and then had like another 20 minutes of kind of dirt road driving to get to where we were actually starting. So pretty close to 2 hours, but beautiful day. As you can see, nice day for a drive. The heat wasn't terrible in the context of how hot it's been, so we actually kind of lucked out on a night where it was less than less than 80 degrees when we started. There's kind of our halfway point drop, so it's about a 20-mile loop. So this is right about 10 miles in. We'll come back here. So we again just dropped and then drove up to the other end of the trail, which is where we're at right here. Little dirt parking lot, getting ready, getting our packs filled out, getting loosened up from the car ride, getting our head screwed on straight, essentially to get the run going. A lot of people on this trail that we noticed doing things like backpacking, hiking, camping, spending the night. Not as much as we've seen in the past, but definitely always good to see people using the trail on a weekend, spending their weekends outside, camping, starting a fire, hanging out with friends and family. So we run across a lot of that. Getting started here, just getting over to the trail. Entire thing, other than this little stretch of dirt road here, was 100% trail coverage. I guess like 2 stretches of road that were, maybe a couple hundred meters. So yeah, really solid trails here. 2 sides of it. One side, which we're starting with here, is what's considered the North Country Trail, and then the other half of it is the Manistee Trail, or maybe they call it the Manistee River Trail. I can't remember. Either way, the North Country side that we're starting on here, a lot more runnable. It's a lot less technical. It's a little more open, and just kind of flows well. The second half of it, which is kind of where it gets a little more windy, technical. There is a lot of just kind of overgrowth today. You honestly won't see too much of it, which is why I'm kind of mentioning it now. Just once the headlamps flip on, the video coverage doesn't get as good. We did do a good job fueling here. I was feeling pretty good. I know Josh was kind of dealing with some stomach issues on this one, but still fought through it valiantly. Still got a really solid run in. But yeah, beginning here, got off to a good start. We weren't hammering by any means, but I think we got off to a pretty honest effort, pretty much from the get-go. So that felt good. You can see I got my pack on there. Another week with the Nathan with that bladder and straw. I actually did order a Solomon that should be here any day now. So probably my next long run I'll be able to give it a test run. And then boom, we're right back at the Red Bridge with the magic of TV right there. Probably about 90 minutes in at this point, just taking a quick aid station spot. I don't know what I'm blabbing on about there, but quick break. I think we stopped for about 5 minutes here, so that's a decent stop. Use the bathroom, eat, drink, just make sure we're good to hit the second half of the lap there. So just a little bit of stretch of road there, and then we move on to the rest of the loop, which we ended up finishing right around midnight. We finished, we probably finished closer to 11, the loop itself, and then we added on about another hour, which we just kind of turned back and did an out and back. But let's kind of see where we go from here. Nice little vantage point. There's a couple of good vantage points. I don't think this was the best one per se, but this was still a really pretty shot of the river there that we were able to catch before sunset. And then, eventually, bada bing, bada boom, the headlamp turned on probably about right around 2 hours in. So it was about half with, half without headlamp. And again, as you can see there, the footage not the best. There's a couple guys running, looking good. That looks like a Blair Witch Project clip. I think it eventually stabilizes. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for the camera to steady. But anyways, that's pretty much it. All I got for this run. So let's switch over to me the next day.
You just gotta let it kind of sit there.
It's gonna take me a while to get this one down.
Yeah, it's a lot more solid. I like it. All right, what's going on? So last night, the rest of the run went pretty well. We finished around midnight, got just north of 4 hours in. It was about 26 on the GPS, so it was one full lap of the 20-mile loop that we were doing and then just another out and back. But yeah, everyone was pretty happy with how their runs went. And yeah, I was just dead tired. I didn't get any footage. Got home around 2:30 and now it's noon the next day and we are running. So we got a little date run here with Colleen. She's getting her run in, so I'm just hopping in and that's gonna be my run for the day. Pretty tired, but and it's pretty hot out. It's like 85, so plan for today is to get about an hour or so in and yeah, take it from there.
So this was a fun run. Colleen and I have not really run much together in a while, so it was fun to go on a jog together. It was really pretty much what I needed after, you know, wasn't that long after the night run and not really getting much sleep, so it was a good recovery run for me. But yeah, fun hanging with her on the trails, and she's gearing up for Detroit half marathon, which is in October. So she's just getting into that kind of fresh training cycle for that race. So she's at a really good spot. Only crazy, only 7 months post baby, but yeah, pretty good loop through Lewin. It was super hot. We dropped Parker off right around noon, so that's about right when we ran. And yeah, it was super hot. I will say we got chocolate milk afterwards, and I don't know how long it's been since I've had chocolate milk. Probably, I don't know, over a year for sure, and that was definitely hitting the spot. But yeah, we did a good close to an hour, about 50 minutes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll kind of wrap up the run here. Just a recovery day today, shortest day of the week. But again, it was exactly what I needed. So good Saturday after the long run. Okay, so just transitioning into what I did Sunday. I'm just recording this a day later, so it's Monday here. So Sunday's run, you can see up here, 9 miles, 80 minutes or so. Again, super hot. It's, you know, I went in the morning, which was good, but it was, you know, definitely roasting. Went through Robinets, ran from home. Good run, and yeah, really good finish to the week. So I was really happy with this week. So let's kind of flip over to this next slide here. You can see day by day the week there, but just kind of focusing on the right here. You can see 6,500 feet of elevation gain in total. 12 hours of running, which was great. Definitely more than I was anticipating, and then about 80 miles of running. Here's kind of the progression over the last 5 weeks, 50, 60, 60, 70, 80. So really happy with that. And then in terms of just my quick weekly check-in, really happy with everything there as well. So I wanted to get 11. I got 12. Got that long run in, of course. Was pretty happy with my 30-minute tempo. You know, ticked up the elevation gain slightly. It was honestly pretty comparable, but still felt like it was, solid enough. Got both my lifts in this week for the first time in a few weeks, so got to keep that rolling. And then the recovery and nutrition, I gave myself the same exact score as last week. Still room for improvement, but I'll kind of break those down in more detail in the future. So that is it for last week's training. It's Monday. I'll start posting that one up here shortly as well. So hope everyone's having a great start to the week, and we will see you on the next one.